gabhastinēmiḥ sattvasthaḥ siṃhō bhūta mahēśvaraḥ ādidēvō mahādēvō dēvēśō dēvabhṛdguruḥ.
Gabhastinēmiḥ. Earlier we went through one of the namas of the Lord, Nakshatraneમિḥ. Nakshatra means star. So we saw he is the center of all the stars. He is the focal point. That's what it means. Around him everything is there. It doesn't only mean that they are revolving around him. Because of him they exist and they are doing everything. We draw from the center. It's like in our country Bharat, what is the center? Center is not the geographical center of the country, where the seat of power is. Where is the seat of power? In Delhi. From there the states draw. In that sense we have to see. From that seat of power, every other state, every other power, which are smaller powers, they draw from there. So it need not be exactly the geographical center. So it's a center, and that center is a mighty phenomenal seat of power. Who is that? Brahman over there. So he is the one, he is at the center of everything. From him everything draws power. So Nakshatraneમિḥ we had earlier gone through. Gabhastinēmiḥ. Gabhasti means rays. Rays means what? Again, all the systems that they in the cosmos, whatever is there, the sun and the moon, everything that shines forth, pours forth its rays. There are so many celestial bodies which are constantly sending forth their vibrations towards us. Rays are coming, energy rays, vibrations are coming towards us. We should be able to receive them all. What is there at the center? How is it that they are able to send forth or shower their energy? After all, everything is made up of matter. Sun is nothing but matter, moon is nothing but matter. Everything belongs to the realm of matter. But how is it sending forth? It's because the Lord is seated within each one of them. So actually he is the seat of power, and because of him the sun shines. And in the sun's light, we are all doing our transaction. Because of him, the moon shines. Because of him, the stars shine. Because of him, Agni is so brilliant, effulgent, luminous it is. So what is it that lends to fire that golden color, that vibrancy, that brilliancy? It's Bhagavan. If we remove Paramatma from Agni, Agni is not Agni. So therefore all the celestial bodies which are sending forth the ray, we talk about cosmic rays. So if all those rays are coming, they must be coming from some center. What is that center? It's a center for something at a very large scale we are talking about here. Gabhastinēmiḥ. Bhagavan is the one who is the center for everything, or he is the axle for everything. Axle is also at the center. So we went through Nakshatraneમિḥ. Similar to that is Gabhastinēmiḥ. So we also are there. Mental rays are coming out of us. Activities are coming out of us. We don't say activity rays, but activity is coming out of us. At the physical level, mental rays, we say thoughts are coming out of us. Thoughts are like rays. So from the intellect, thoughts are coming out. There must be a center in all of us. So not only the cosmos over there, the universal, even the micro individual, all are included. Every nama of the Lord, micro, macro included. Universal, individual included. So in us also there must be some center, a seat of power, because of which we are able to function. Who is that? Bhagavan himself. Therefore he is called as Gabhastinēmiḥ. He is the Atman in each one of us. He is the very light of consciousness, the life spark in us, because of which we are functioning so brilliantly, so dynamically, at all levels, equipment level, body, mind and intellect. Gabhastinēmiḥ sattvasthaḥ. Sthaḥ means to be seated in, rooted in, established in. Grihasthaḥ, house. Rooted in, seated in. We are householders. That is why we are called as Grihastha. Not only we have a dwelling house, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, bungalow, but even our body, mind, intellect is a 3-tier complex house in which we are all residing in. Firmly we are rooted in, grounded in this house called the body complex. Body, mind, intellect complex. Sthaha means to be rooted in. We are rooted in this house. We are seated in this, and then we transact. So sthaha means to be rooted in. All of us, I am sure, wherever we are sitting on a chair. So all of us are chairasthaha, sitting on a chair and attending the satsang. So therefore, Bhagavan is sattvasthaḥ. Sattva means there are 3 gunas, which we are all made up of. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Starting from the 14th chapter onwards, Bhagavan, barring the 15th chapter, most of the, the bulk of the 14th fully, 16th he is talking about again good values and bad values. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas automatically come in there. Then the 17th chapter completely talks about Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and half of the 18th chapter, all dedicated only to gunas. We are all a permutation and combination of only these 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Each one has got its characteristics, which is elaborately dealt with in the Bhagavad Gita. We won't go through it. I'm sure all of you know what it stands for basically. So Sattva is nobility, calmness, tenderness, dharma, equanimity, tranquility, goodness, nobility. Rajas stands for Rajoguna, activity. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsar, Ityadi all come under Rajoguna. So that also is there in us in different measure. Tamas means lethargy, postponing, inertia. I want to sit, I don't want to do anything. But I want happiness. I want everything. So that is called tamas. Inertia we call it. So all the 3 are there in all of us in different permutation and combination. And every moment that combination also keeps changing. In a satsang there is more sattva. Therefore we are sitting down. If tamas is more in a satsang, we will doze off. We will sleep. Even in satsang we will sleep. If rajas is there, we can't sit down. We will be very restless. So therefore every moment also what is more predominant will keep changing. At night tamas will be maximum. In the morning when we get up, sattva will be maximum. And when we are really doing our work full of josh, very gross activity, rajas is more. So every moment we are all a permutation and combination of all the 3, and it's not it keeps on changing. This is these 3, the combination and combination and permutation of these 3 make up our personality. So if we say a person is sattvic, then we say it means he or she is predominantly sattvic. It doesn't mean rajas and tamas is not there. They are at a lower level, little less. If we say a person is rajasic, predominantly more rajoguna in them. If we say tamasic, predominantly more tamas. Vibhishana, Ravana, Kumbhakarna. Vibhishana stands for sattva, Ravana stands for rajoguna, Kumbhakarna stands for tamas. So again in us also the way proportion keeps on changing every moment in our lives. It will keep changing. But we are all made up of all these 3. So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita takes us through so beautifully. He will tell us when we are in sattva, when we are in rajas, when we are in tamas, for everything. When we are seeking knowledge, when we are using our understanding buddhi, when we are working outside, what is the type of phala we want, what is the goal we are seeking, what sort of happiness do we seek in life. When we say I am a very charitable person and generous, what type of dana we are doing, what type of activities are coming out of us, materialistic or spiritual, what sort of food will we crave for. He analyzes everything, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. It's so beautiful. The entire human personality is dissected over there. So at any point of time we can make out, am I in sattvic mode or am I in rajasic mode or am I in tamasic mode predominantly. Very beautiful analysis is there for all of us. So here we are talking about sattva guna. So Bhagavan here is being glorified as sattvasthaḥ. He always abides in sattva. Is it our type of sattva? It is even beyond that. We say the gunas are given colors, attributed colors, shades. Tamas is black, rajas is red, sattva is white. There in white also we have pure white and off white, cream. So they say Shuddha Sattva, Malina Sattva. Bhagavan is even beyond this actually. He is colorless. He is. Sometimes colorless we will see as white. Always very, very close. When we become more and more sattvic, even that white shade will slowly, first of all, Malina Sattva, cream, off-white, then from off-white, so from black to red, through is our journey. From being tamasic to becoming more and more rajasic, then to becoming more and more sattvic. So there also from off-white we have to move to pure white, and slowly when the white also sattvic person keeps on purifying himself more and more. More and more means becoming more and more perfect, more and more pure. Purest, most perfect, cannot be attributed any color. Or colorless it will become. But that colorless, we can say a tinge of white, because we need to understand it from our mind. From our mental perspective, we have to understand. So when somebody says colorless means I can't see anything at all. Therefore, they will just add a little bit of white over there and say sattva. But it is not even Shuddha Sattva. It is beyond that which has been indicated to us over here. So when they say sattvasthaḥ for Bhagavan, it is Shuddha Satyasvarupa. Shuddha means it is not even white. It looks white to us. Actually, it's colorless. Because he is nirguna. So how can he be sattva? But the Nama says sattvasthaḥ. So Bhagavan who is nirguna is being brought down to our level and said Shuddha Sattva is. Just to make us understand over there. Shuddha Sattva, very pure. Very pure means very perfect. Very pure, very perfect will cease to remain in front of us in the form of a vastu, in the form of a substance. It will not be there in front of us. From imperfection, when we move towards perfection, we are moving from gross to subtle. So the state of absolute purity, the state of absolute perfection has got no form. We study that in physics. Crystals, perfect crystal, pure crystal. We say diamond, I am wearing a diamond earring, some of us say pure diamond. Purest form, diamond will not exist. But it is pure from a different level, from a different standpoint we say it is pure. But when we talk about it from Vedantic standpoint, it is still impure. It is still imperfect, the diamond that we are wearing. Though the diamond merchant or the jeweler will say 100% pure, 100% perfect. If we make the diamond, or if we make anything, sugar crystal, salt crystal, any crystal, diamond crystal, if we make it 100% absolute pure, absolute perfect, that substance will not be there in front of us, because from gross it will shift to subtlety. Subtle means I can't see, but it is there. Bhagavan is like that. That's what is meant over here. That's why all these namas, we need to reflect on them. Shuddha Sattvaha, what does it mean? It means he is one who can, he is not a substance, he is not a vastu. Because Shuddha Sattva means vastu. We can identify a substance, a thing or a person as noble, virtuous, good. Gross it is. It is a substance. It is a vastu. Bhagavan is not a vastu at all. And the gunas all deal with vastu. Or vastu means it will have properties. It will have these gunas. How can Bhagavan be attributed any guna? Then he will become like any one of us. But still it is being said over here as sattvasthaḥ. So that's sattva, we must read into it slightly different meaning. It's more, it's not the word meaning, it's more what it is indicating to us. It's even beyond sattva over there. The look of sattva it has, but it is beyond sattva. He is abiding always in that. Why? Bhagavan, again, gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas means maya. In the realm of maya, we can talk about gunas. Bhagavan is beyond maya. Even sattva cannot touch him. He is maya ka Lord, he is mayadisha is. We are all mayadina. So therefore, sattvasthaḥ means one who is even beyond sattva but abiding in sattva, we can say. It's a very beautiful word. It looks like he is residing in, resting in, abiding in sattva, but we should understand that sattva in its perspective. There's a very beautiful, just a minute before we wind up today's class, in Guruvayur, Guruvayurappan, Lord Krishna is there. In Narayaniyam, Narayana Bhattattari, who has given to us the entire Bhagavatam in a condensed form, which is called as Narayanam. It's a Sanskrit, very beautiful text, which is nothing but the essence of the Bhagavatam. So there, he is praying to Guruvayurappan, Lord Krishna in Guruvayur. He is praying to him. Why? Because he is sick. I won't go into the details of that. He, after having composed the Narayaniyam, he becomes completely hale and healthy. He is one who can't even walk. He would have suffered a stroke. He can't even write. So when the verses are coming out of him, the verses of Narayaniyam, his brother is supposed to have written them all down for him. And he is in terrible pain. He mentions it in some of the verses. I'm in terrible pain. Krishna, take out this pain from me. Finally, at the end of it, we don't even see him asking the Lord to rid him of his pain, but the pain has gone away. So right in the beginning, somewhere in the very beginning itself, first Dashaka itself, he talks about Guruvayurappan. And he says, you are the one who is Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva can never have a form. Anything very pure, anything very perfect is beyond Vastu. It can't be called as a substance. So form means idol over there. Idol means it's made up of a substance over there. It is a substance. Substance means it should have gunas. He says over there, this idol is there in front of me. Lord Krishna is there. But it is Shuddha Sattva, he said. So it looks like a contradiction. Shuddha Sattva cannot take on a form, but it looks like Shuddha Sattva has taken on a form. So he says, yes, the form that I am seeing in front of me is Shuddha Sattva. I know it cannot take on a form, but it has taken on a form. That's the glory of Lord Krishna in Guruvayur. A very, very powerful deity. Why? Shuddha Sattva it is. That Shuddha Sattva, which can never be crystallized into a form, he says, it's like a wonder of wonders for us. It has got crystallized into a form. And what is that form? That's the form that he is seeing in front of him. Lord Krishna in Guruvayur. The next one is siṃhō. This nama had already come earlier and we had gone through it elaborately. Siṃhō means the lion. So therefore, Bhagavan's Narasimha Avatara is being indicated over here, wherein he killed the Rakshasa Hiranyakashipu and protected his devotee Prahlad. That's one meaning. Siṃhā also means lion. Amongst the animals, the lion. In the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, when he is narrating to Arjuna his glories, he says, amongst the animals, I am the lion. So, amongst all the animals, Bhagavan picks up the lion over here. Why? The lion has got many unique characteristics. It walks very majestic, it is very graceful, it is royal, kingly it is, even just to look at. Looks very royal. So, Bhagavan is royal. So, therefore, amongst all the animals, he chooses to identify himself with siṃhā. And also, siṃhā means dharma. If we reverse the alphabet, the aksharas, it becomes himsa. Himsa we know is violence. So the opposite of violence is non-violence. The opposite of himsa is ahimsa. Therefore, if we take the alpha aksharas and reverse them, it will become simha. Therefore, simha represents for us the state of dharma. That is why the throne on which the king sits on is called as simhasana. Asana means seat. Simha plus asana, the seat of dharma, the seat of righteousness, is that on which the leader of the state or the country is supposed to sit and then dispense of his duties and responsibilities. A very beautiful name for the throne, Simhasana. But Devi rides on Simha. Lion is her Vahana. So whenever she destroys the adharmic characters, the Rakshasa, the Asuras, we are told she comes riding on a Simha. She is very aggressive then. Because she has to destroy the evil forces. When destroying the evil forces, she can't come in a Saumya Shanta form. She has to come in her aggressive form. Even the lion over there is very, very aggressive. It is roaring. When she attacks the Rakshasas, the lion also attacks the Rakshasas. It pounces on them. So therefore she comes riding on Simha Vahana, we say, which means though she is destroying, though she is eliminating, though she is annihilating and killing over there, it is all for the sake of dharma. So it is not just destruction, it is not destructive destruction, but the destruction has got is very meaningful, it is purposeful. It includes the welfare and well-being of everybody. So it is constructive destruction that she is doing, Durga is doing. So though destruction is there, since it is constructive destruction, it doesn't fall under the category of violence. It is not himsa. On the other side, it is ahimsa. Ahimsa doesn't just mean just to sit down over there and not do anything at all. So therefore, Simha over here represents the seat of dharma. Simha, next nama, bhūta mahēśvaraḥ. Ishvara means the Lord, the supremost Lord. Kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum, shakyah, ishvara. Kartum he can do, akartum he need not do, anyatha kartum he can otherwise do. One who has got all these powers within him is called as Ishvara. All our gods have various powers. But for all the gods, there is one who is even above them, who controls all the other devatas. He is called as mahēśvaraḥ. Maheshwara is the name of Lord Shiva also. But then if we enter into the inner meaning, the significance of this nama, mahēśvaraḥ, he is the Lord of all gods. Mahēśvara. Bhūta mahēśvara. Bhūta means all things and beings which have been created by the permutation and combination of the 5 great elements. Panchamahabhutas: earth, water, fire, air and space. These are the only 5 elements whose permutation and combination has given to us the variety and the multiplicity and the plurality that we are seeing outside of us and inside of us. Because we are also made up of the Panchamahabhutas. So Bhūta mahēśvara means one who presides over, rules over, commands over, regulates over all things and all beings made up of the permutation and combination of these 5 great elements. Bhūta mahēśvaraḥ. The next 3 namas, I am clubbing them together because the suggestion is almost the same. ādidēvō, mahādēvō, dēvēśō. We have already seen Bhūta mahēśvara. Same thing, ādidēvō. Deva means the supremost, the Lord. The word Deva comes from that, the one who illumines. One who illumines means one who provides for us the consciousness, the light of consciousness, the light of knowledge, because of which we are able to transact physically, mentally and intellectually. Devata comes from, literally it means to illumine. So therefore ādidēvō, Adi means the first. Beyond that there is nothing at all. So we always say zero and then the first. So ādidēvō means the first, the one who was there before everything was created. Beyond him there is nothing. From him everything came out. Therefore he is the cause for everything. And is there a cause for him? No, there is no cause for him. He is the uncaused cause. Adi is, Moola is. Before him nothing existed. Nothing exists before, beyond him. He is there, and therefore after him everything occurs. Everything follows. So therefore ādidēvō, the first. And also Adi, it also includes because he is the first, and from him the Trimurtis have come. The one who creates, the one who looks after, maintains, preserves, and the one who is in charge of dissolution. All these characters, these are nothing but offices. They are portfolios. One who creates is called as Brahma, one who preserves is called as Vishnu, one who is in charge of destruction, dissolution, constructive destruction is Rudra. Where did they get all their powers from? From ādidēvō. He is the one. In fact, he himself has become Brahma, Vishnu, mahēśvaraḥ, and also their Shaktis. Because Brahma cannot create without knowledge. Therefore, he is wedded to Saraswati. Vishnu cannot maintain and preserve without wealth. Therefore, he is wedded to Lakshmi. Rudra cannot accomplish his dissolution and his constructive destruction without Shakti. Therefore, he is wedded to Uma, Parvati. So they are all Shaktis. Actually, they are not separate from them at all. Shakta, the he part, and Shakti, the she part, are both one and the same. They are integral part of each other. All of them are included in ādidēvō. Mahādēvō, therefore, he is the supreme most. Beyond him, nothing exists. Other than him, the supreme most, there is nothing more supreme than him. Therefore, he is called as Mahādēvō. Again, Mahādēvō also is one of the names of Lord Shiva, Kailasapati. So, therefore, Mahādēvā, dēvēśō, Isha of all the Devatas. So many Devatas, we are told, in the Puranas, they all come. They all represent for us different powers. There are so many cosmic, phenomenal power, forces of nature are there. Wind is there, air is there, air in motion we call as wind, water is there, fire is there. Similarly, so many things are there. All of them are very powerful. They have got constructive abilities and destructive abilities also. We need all the three. I'm just taking these three. Air we need, water we need, and fire we need. But in limited quantity, inside of us and outside of us. So they are responsible for the constructiveness, and they can also become destructive at a cosmic level, at a universal level, large level, vast level. All of them are nothing but forces in nature. It's very difficult for us to invoke the forces in nature because they are so subtle. Therefore, they've all been deified. Given a name, given a form, given some characteristics and some stories around them. And we call them all as Devatas. So Lord Agni Bhagavan, Vayu Bhagavan, Indra Bhagavan, Varuna Bhagavan, etc. So each one of them is like in charge of one department. Just as the chief minister of a state or the prime minister of a country or the president of a country has got all portfolios under him. All portfolios are under him, but still, so that it's easy for organizing to govern, what do? They distribute these different portfolios to different people. We call them as ministers. So each minister is in charge of one section or one department. Health department, irrigation department, education department, public construction department, etc. They are all offices over there. So all of them, all the ministers who are in charge of various portfolios, they are all powerful. But beyond and over and above them, there is one person. Either he is called as the chief minister if we are talking about a state, or he is called as the prime minister or the president. So in the same way, dēvēśō, he is Isha, Lord of all the devatas. In the Upanishads it comes. Bhagavan, it looks like Bhagavan is there behind all these devatas. So all the devatas were created and they were assigned their respective duties, and they're supposed to be doing their duties. They all are nothing. They symbolize nature's laws for us. So none of them can disobey. It looks like as though there is somebody behind them making sure that they are doing whatever they should be doing. Who is there behind all of them? Who makes them do whatever they are supposed to do? Bhagavan alone is there. Parabrahma, Paramatma is there. Therefore he is called as dēvēśō, Isha, Lord of all the devatas. The God of all gods, Lord of all lords. At a universal level. Similarly in us also, every part of us, every limb of ours, every organ of ours inside, all of them are doing, they are all mighty powers in us. They are all doing whatever they are doing because there are factors governing them and looking after them. The heart is doing its job, the lungs are doing their job, the diaphragm is doing its job, going up and going down. Everything inside us, the eyes are winking, we close our eyes and open our eyes. So many things are happening in us. Why? Because somebody should be there to look after all these things. Therefore we have these 33 crore devatas. Because so many factors. Within us itself there are so many organs, so many factors, limbs outside. Each one of them, each aspect is ruled by, governed by, commanded by, regulated by a tiny power in us. All the tiny powers in all of us put together becomes the universal power. So just as it is there in the universe, so also. Just as it is there at the macro level, so also at the individual level and at the micro level. So therefore we are told, just as there are devatas outside of us, looking after this entire universe, all the 14 worlds, similarly all the devatas are sitting in us. We are exactly a replica of the universe. They are all sitting inside us also and making every part of us function. They are all power seats over there. So all the devatas are inside us also. Just as they are there outside, they are there inside us also and looking after the various aspects which all have to be functioning smoothly. All of them will have to align themselves properly. There has to be sync over there. If any one of them goes out of sync, we know what will happen to us. Health will get upset. And if it goes beyond an extent, then physical death will happen. So inside us, just as outside there is a beautiful orchestra going on, a beautiful dance going on. Whenever we say dance, we just think of an auditorium where on the stage somebody is dancing. Dance is motion, movement. And all movement is not called dance. When there is rhyme, there is rhythm, there is laya, tala, everything should be there. When there is harmony, when there is sync, then that movement we call as dance. Nritya it is called. So therefore we say the dance and music in the universe. If there is dance and music in the universe, similarly there must be dance and music within us also, because we are a miniature of the universe. Universe shrunk, made small is we all, individuals. We all, magnified is the universe. So what is there in the universe is there in us, and what is there in us is there in the universe also. So if everything is happening so beautifully in us, and therefore we use it. We say the music and dance of life. Music, dance and the drama of life also. Because every day, every moment there is a drama, something happening. In our own, in our own homes, or it can be outside, wherever it is. Incidents are happening, whether we are alone or whether we are with people. So therefore the music and the dance and the drama of life. Who is looking after all these things? Who makes sure that there is perfect sing, perfect orchestra in the universe there? Nothing should go out of step. Nothing should go out of tune. Apaswara should not come. Similarly in us also, nothing should go out of step. There should be no wrong note in our lives. So there's a beautiful orchestra that is happening in each and every one of us. That is why we are likened to a flute. We are also likened to a veena. And we are likened to a damaru also. All musical instruments all over the world can be classified only under three heads. Three. One is the air instruments, wherein we blow through. And for that, the flute has been taken. One is the stringed instruments. Under the string instruments, everything will come. Guitar will come, violin will come, veena will come, sitar will come. There are so many. In the air, trumpet will come, western. So wind instruments, flute represents that. Stringed instrument, the veena represents that. And then even though there is music, that music has to follow a particular rhythm. There has to be a beat over there. Laya we call it. For that we have the percussion instrument. And that is represented by Shiva's damaru. So damaru stands for our tabla, drum, mridangam. All the instruments where beat is there, they fall under the percussion instruments. So there are only these three types. All instruments all over the world, whether it is Western classical or Eastern classical or Carnatic music or Hindustani music, whatever type it is, all instruments I am talking about, they fall only under these three categories. And each of them is represented by one instrument, the flute, the veena and the damaru. All the three of them have been given into the hands of our devatas. The flute is in the hand of Krishna, the veena is in the hand of Saraswati, and the damaru is in the hand of Lord Shiva. And very beautifully we can identify our entire structure, personality structure, either with the flute or with the veena or with the damaru. Every part of those instruments, we can identify parts of us. If a veena is kept standing tall, not horizontally, like how they play when they are playing on it, tall, it represents our body when we are standing. So all parts of the veena can be identified with the parts of our body and the other way around also. Similarly the flute, similarly the damaru. So therefore, just as all these three instruments are totally empty inside, nothing, it's not stuffed with anything at all. If anything is stuffed into them, if there is clutter inside, then no beautiful notes will come out of these instruments. So all are empty. And when they are empty, they are in the hands of our deities, God, Lords, Krishna, Saraswati and Shiva. The Lord chooses or Saraswati chooses to use the instruments. Instrument is just available for them. The instrument doesn't decide what song should come out of it. Then there will be problem. Lord decides what song should come out of the instrument when he plays on it. When she plays on it, or when he plays on the flute, or Bhagavan handles the damaru. So also we are all instruments. But what we do is, we choose to sing our own song through our own instrument. Therefore, apaswara will be there, wrong notes will be there in our lives. So if we can hand over to the Lord an empty instrument, that's what the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Nimitta matra bhava, he says. Become a mere instrument in my hands, then I will use you. But if we are not an empty instrument, and an empty instrument means a totally surrendered personality, the Lord cannot use us for his work, for his noble work. Therefore, the first thing we need to do is to surrender onto him. Surrendering onto him is emptying ourselves. Then he can play his song through us. So all our masters are nothing but empty instruments through which the Lord plays his song through them. They have become one, Lord himself. So therefore, very beautifully the Lord says in the Gita, become an instrument, he said. So dēvēśō, Lord of everything. So whether it is at a universal level or at the individual level, there are devatas everywhere, because devatas mean one who is looking after, one who is ordering, one who is commanding, one who is presiding over, one who is regulating, looking after. So just as it is there out in the universe, similarly within us also. So there are so many devatas. It's not that there are tiny gods sitting inside us. They are small little seeds of power. Actually, there are big, huge centers of power in us. For us, it all looks conditioned, finite. So all of them are there. So devatas are there outside of us and inside of us. Somebody must be there looking after them all, so that there is a beautiful orchestra amongst them. So many are there. So all of them must be in sync. All of them must harmoniously function. Only then we can say, yes, I have led a beautiful life, I have led a full life, I have led a meaningful life or a purposeful life. So who looks after this orchestrization? Bhagavan looks after it. Therefore he is called as dēvēśō. dēvabhṛdguruḥ. Deva, again we know already now, all the devatas who are there in Indralok, all the gods, all the seats of power. Dēvabhṛd means one who looks after, one who supports all the devatas. Who is the one who is the god, who is the king of all the gods? Indra Bhagavan. So devatas are there. Indra is the lord of all of them. So dēvabhṛd means one who supports, one who looks after all the devatas, means Indra. So dēvabhṛdguruḥ, Indra, Lord Indra's Guru. Who is Lord Indra's Guru? Brihaspati over here. Brihaspati is the Guru of the gods. Just as we have Shukracharya, the Guru of the Daityas, of the Asuras and the Rakshasa. Even they have a Guru. Both of them are grahas. They have been given the chair of being a planet. Both the Guru. Shukracharya is also there. Shukra, which is Shukravara, Friday. Friday is presided by Shukracharya. And Guru, today is Guruvara. So today is presided by Brihaspati. Both the planets, their grace and blessing we need in our life. Do we need Shukracharyas also? He is the presiding deity of all art forms. Shukracharya. All art forms. Because he is also a Guru. Very often he tells the Asuras and Rakshasas what to do and what not to do, but they do the opposite. And therefore they get into trouble. So both the Gurus are there. Brihaspati is there, ruling over Thursday. Shukracharya is there, ruling over Friday. Both of them we need in our lives. Only thing is, the energies that they give to us is opposite of each other. Because if Brihaspati, because dēvabhṛdguruḥ, if Brihaspati represents the spiritual aspect in us, Shukracharya represents the materialistic part for us. Art forms are all, yes, they have a spiritual aspect, but Shukracharya represents the materialistic aspect of our life. And Brihaspati represents the spiritual aspect of our life. So Guruvara, Thursday, represents the standard of life. Standard of life means value system comes in there, qualities come in over there, knowledge comes in over there. Standard of life. What does Shukracharya represent? Shukracharya represents over there the standard of living, comfortable living. Our standard of living should be based on the standard of life. We should be good, we should be honest, we should have all the qualities in us. Only then whatever comes into our life, we will be able to manage it properly. Money may be there, power may be there. We may be a celebrity, which means we have a lot of people following. Janabala may be there. Everything may be there around us and about us. But if Guruvara has not happened in our life, if the standard of life has not been taken care of, we will not know how to handle whatever comes into our life, whether it is wealth or whether it is power or whether it is people. We are seeing it around us and about us. Therefore, Thursday comes first and then comes Friday. Friday could have come first and then Thursday could have come. The day on which Shukracharya presides could have come first, And then the day on which Brihaspati presides would have come after that. It doesn't come like that at all. First comes Guruvara, then comes Shukravara. The whole week, starting from Sunday and ending with Saturday. The very beautiful sequence over there. In our tradition, our week doesn't start with Monday and end with Sunday. Sunday is Sun God's day, the day presided over by Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan stands for knowledge. So our life, our day should start with knowledge. Therefore, for us, day 1 is Sunday. And Saturday is Shanivar. He is Karmadi Devata. So he is the one who ultimately gives to us our karma phala. So when we do our karma, the first thing is knowledge. First thing is values. From there onwards it starts. And then the karma phala automatically will get taken care of. So it starts with Sunday and ends with Saturday. We don't start our week with Monday. Monday represents mind. We know how we are on Monday. Day 1, starting trouble for all of us. I don't want to go to school. Children will say, we don't want to go to office. We will say, oh, the week has started. How nice the weekend was. So Monday represents the mind. We know how the mind is. So we don't start with a Monday and end with a Sunday, which represents knowledge for us. It starts with Sunday and ends with Saturday. So dēvabhṛdguruḥ. Here it represents for us Brihaspati over here, who is the one who advises, who protects, who looks after all the devatas. Devatas mean the good qualities in us. When good qualities come to us, Lakshmi, Sampat, Adi Shankara calls good qualities. When good qualities come to us, they should be looked after, protected in us, so that they don't come inside and then go away also. Then what is the use? So somebody should be there to take care of it. The standard of our life should also be maintained. Who looks after it? Brihaspati looks after it. Then who takes care of the standard of living? Shukracharya takes care of it. Both we need. Both are gurus. And if we ask real astrologers, they will tell us, Guru can never be against our spiritual evolution. Yes, they are opposite of each other. One represents spiritual, one represents materialistic. We should know how to balance the two. Guru will never ever do harm to us. Guru is Guru. So both of them are needed in our lives. Over here, the Lord is identifying with Brihaspati over here. dēvabhṛdguruḥ.